isolated from the rest of the world with no one to distract him, Haydn wrote exceptionally original music. Haydn further impressed the Empress with his hunting skills. The next day, he caught 3 grouse at the hunting lodge, which were served at the banquet that very same evening. To mark the occasion, Haydn wrote a symphony called The Chase. Listen carefully, for in this symphony you can hear the horses galloping and the hunters playing on their horns at a cracking pace.
Esterhazy. It goes without saying, if I want to hear good music, I must come to Esterháza. Thank you for a most splendid stay.
Not all of the guests to Esterháza were as delightful or as gracious as the Empress. Some even burped or chatted in between the movements of a piece. Haydn was clearly annoyed by such impolite behavior, and so, one day, he caught the guests off guard with a cleverly composed string quartet that never seemed to end. Musical activity at the palace increased dramatically, and Haydn's orchestra was busier than ever. To show his appreciation, Prince Esterhazy gifted the musicians with cases of free-flowing champagne.
Oh. Yay, cheers!
The musicians drank until they were merry. That is, until they received the news that the prince was planning to extend his summer stay at the palace by another 2 months.
2 months? 2 months? Oh, come on, no!
The musicians were not at all pleased, for they hadn't seen their wives and families in several months. They turned to Haydn and pleaded with him to do something. Haydn was most sympathetic, but he was also a diplomatic man, and decided that instead of making a direct appeal to the prince, he would make his request through music. Finally, just 2 violinists were left behind playing a duet.
Herr Haydn, your music speaks to me greater than words. We shall all leave for Vienna first thing tomorrow morning.
And without further ado, Haydn departed for the long journey by boat to England. Haydn's secluded life at Esterháza had hardly prepared him for the feverish social life in London. On arrival, everyone made such a fuss of him. Almost every day there were luncheons and dinners in the most illustrious London residences, and meetings with the newspapers. Haydn was quite the celebrity. The excitement of hearing a Haydn symphony for the first time kept the audience on the edge of their seats. As the concert commenced, the audience members surged forward in their chairs to get an even better glimpse at the city's most famous musical visitor.
What happened? Is anybody hurt?
It's a miracle! A miracle!
Yes, it was a miracle. Miraculously, no one was injured. The chandelier that came crashing down from the ceiling only just missed the audience. Haydn was deeply moved to contemplate that his music had saved the day. He thanked the merciful providence, and from that day forth, Haydn's symphony was known as The Miracle. The Hanover concerts often continued late into the evening with the symphony programmed last. By this time, most of the audience had started to nod off. Perhaps it was the food that they had eaten or the fact they had drunk a bit too much. Nonetheless, Haydn was not thrilled about anyone taking a nap during one of his musical creations, and so once again he came up with another brilliant solution. The premiere of Haydn's Surprise Symphony got off to a mild and peaceful start. Then, as the music became gradually softer and softer, the audience started to doze off. And that was the last tune Haydn played before bidding farewell to this world. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you have been listening to the story of the great Franz Joseph Haydn, father of the symphony.